All right, guys, I know you guys wanted to hear some Army stories, so this is going to be the first in sort of a series of some funny Army stories from my Army career years back. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe because I got a lot more stories coming out over the next several weeks. So we're going to start this story off just like any Army story should start off. What had happened was, okay, so I got sent to Afghanistan in 2013. I think I landed, ironically enough, on Halloween, which is, kind of funny. So I was an intelligence analyst with the 1st Battalion, 32nd Infantry Regiment, which was at the time and still is part of the 10th Mountain Division. So I was stationed at Fob Airborne, which is about 20 miles southwest of Kabul. It would be sort of like the Afghan version of an Afghan suburb of Kabul. And so I was at Fob Airborne there, and this story kind of takes place sort of early on in the deployment. We had just been there maybe a month or two. I want to say it was like late November, early December, and not a whole lot had been going on. A lot of the, I guess you say, action there kind of dies down in the winter months when it's cold and snowy. So I was in the TOC one night, which was our Tactical Operations Center. It was sort of like the main hub of everything. The commander's office was there, our intelligence office was there, operations was there, and then we had this big room that was kind of set up for what we called current operations. And everybody was kind of had their own little station there, and then we had a big wall full of flat screen TVs with all of our different maps and feeds from different stuff and cameras and all this crazy stuff going on. So it's kind of late in the evening. I want to say it was getting close to shift change. Shift change was around 8 we had our shift change briefing at 7:45, and then shift change was officially at 8 p.m. and then we did another shift change again at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we had day shift, night shift. And I want to say it was getting kind of close to that time. It was dark out, and we get a call, and it's the Afghans. I don't remember if it was Afghan National Army or Afghan National Police, but they were getting shot at. That was a little unusual because a lot of times they didn't really get shot at or attacked at night. So that was a little bit unusual. So the interpreter gets on the phone, which our interpreter was a woman, which I thought was hilarious because in the Afghan culture, women aren't really given the same status as men, unfortunately. So I always thought it was funny that you had these Afghan army officers talking to a female interpreter on the other end relaying stuff to us. And I always thought it was kind of funny. It was like, you guys better not piss this lady off because, you guys could be having, Black Hawk Down 2.0 going on over there. And she could be, telling us, hey, they're fine, nothing's going on. So I wouldn't piss her off because nobody in the talk understood what these guys were saying. Nobody spoke Dari or Pashto or whatever they were speaking. So I was like, you guys might not want to let, make that lady mad. So they're getting shot at, and anytime the Afghans, whether it was the police or the army, whoever it was, anytime that happened, they always wanted a plane to fly over. That was the first thing that they asked for. Hey, can we get a plane to fly over? Because they knew that, and we knew that the Taliban knew that as soon as they heard a plane or a chopper flying over, fun's over. It was time to pack up your shit and go the fuck home because, otherwise you're gonna get a bomb dropped on your ass. So the battle officer and the battle NCO go over to the Air Force JTAC, who's the guy who gets on the radio and talks to the planes and kind of tells them what to do and where to go and all of that stuff. He's the guy in charge of the planes. He talks to the planes and he relays everything from the commander to the planes to the pilots. So they go over to him, and his name was Sergeant Leal. And Sergeant Leal was a good dude. He was Technical Sergeant Leal. He was an E5, same thing that I was. In the Army, that would be a sergeant or a buck sergeant, whatever you want to call it. But he'd had some time in the Air Force. He was a really good JTAC, and he'd been on some deployments, he'd been through some stuff, and he was really, really good. They go to him and they're like, hey, Afghans want a plane to fly over. Can we make that happen? So Leal does what he does, and about 5 minutes later, he's like, yeah, got you. Got a plane coming. I think it was like a B-1 or a B-2. It was some like jet bomber plane, okay? Like, I don't remember which one, but it was a B1 or a B2, something like that. I remember that distinctly. So I'm sitting there at the Intel current ops desk, and Leo's desk is right behind me. And he's on the horn talking to the planes or whatever he's doing. It probably sounded something like this. This is Chosen Air requesting a flyover at Grid point XYZ, requesting a hot dog with extra mustard. Do you copy? Bomber flight copies. We got you on a hot dog with extra mustard. Angel 17. Stand by and wait for effect. Out about 10 minutes. I don't know if that's exactly what they said, but it kind of sounded, it was something like that. I don't remember the exact terminology. You get the gist of it. So Leo gets off the horn. He's just like, hey, gotta be whatever coming, and she's gonna be flying over in about 10 minutes. Now the Afghans were about a mile away from us is where they were at. And so Leo's got this plane coming, and we just expect, hey, the Afghans will hear this plane, we'll probably hear it too, fly over, and that'll be the end of it. So we're waiting there for like 5-10 minutes or so, whatever, and we're just kind of monitoring the situation. I think the Afghans were still getting pop shot at, whatever. And all of a sudden, boom! I mean, an explosion rocked the talk. Like, it had gotten hit by a bomb. Well, the whole thing shook, dust went flying everywhere. It was crazy, nuts for like about a split couple seconds. So on the FOB, we had a radar that could detect like incoming mortars and rockets, because the Afghans' favorite thing to do to us was to shoot rockets at us. And so we had this little radar that could pick them up if they flew high enough. All it would do was just set off an alarm to give you about 1 second or so ish, maybe 2 if we were lucky, to basically just hit the floor, because that's really all you could do, because shrapnel blows out and up and out. All you could really do was hit the floor and just hope it didn't land on you. So I literally just fell out of my seat, just fell over, something like this. Ow. So I'm laying on the floor, and the next thing I hear is one of the NCOs over there in the far left corner. He's just screaming at the top of his lungs. Who's hit? Who's hit? Give me an up! Give me an up! Do we got any injured? And we're kind of picking ourselves up off the floor. We're like, yeah, we're up. And I like kind of starting to get my bearings back, and Leo is behind me laughing his ass off. Just laughing like hell. So of course everybody in the talk wants to know what's so damn funny. So we're like, Leo, what the hell's wrong with you? Are you like in battle shock or something? Are you hit? Like, the fuck is going on, man? You're losing your mind over there. Like, what's your deal? And he kind of looks at us and he's like, guys, it was a sonic boom. And we're all like, I think for a second we like didn't comprehend what the fuck just happened there. We were like, wait, what? The fuck are you talking about? Like, it just didn't register what had just happened when he said sonic boom. Not to me. So he's literally like, yeah, the plane went supersonic. That was the boom that you heard. Granted, the Afghans are getting shot at a mile away from us, roughly speaking, if I remember. And the plane, I want to say, was at like 17,000 feet above sea level, and we're already at 7,000-ish feet. So the plane's a mile away horizontally and like 2 miles up vertically from us, roughly speaking, I think. So as we're all kind of comprehending what the fuck just happened, somebody, I don't remember who it was I just heard him scream, "You motherfucker! If you ever do that again and not say anything, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." I think that just made Leo laugh even harder. He thought that was the funniest shit ever. But somebody I remember over there, one of the NCOs was super pissed about it. He was mad as shit. And, Leo just thought that was the funniest shit ever. I think the Army guys were just a little pissed off more than anything that fucking Chair Force guy over here pulled a fast one over on him and got him on a good prank. So I think that was what most of the yelling was really about there. Probably just a little wounded Army pride. So come to find out, I think it was like the next day or two, I don't remember exactly, might have been the next day after, our SFAT team, which was our Security Force Advise and Assist team, because that's all we were really there to do, was just to advise the Afghans, went down. So you would walk out of our ECP, our entry control point, you would walk across Route 1, which was Ring Road or Route 1. It's the main highway, which was just a 2-lane paved road that went all the way around Afghanistan. You walk across that road and the governor's, his little office or whatever he had was like right there across the road. So our team, which was like about a dozen guys or so, the commander and some other higher up people, went to go see him. And apparently the windows in his office building or his house had been cracked or blown out or something from the sonic boom. So I think we kind of had to apologize for that maybe a little bit. That was the story that was relayed to me, if I remember correctly. And he was cool about it, actually. He thought it was kind of funny and everything. So nothing really big came of that. But none of us, I don't think a lot of us had never experienced a sonic boom before. So that was something a little crazy there that happened. So that's my quick little Army story for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I've got several more stories coming up. Some from basic, some from just joining the Army, some from deployment. So just stay tuned. I've got several more coming. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry about some of the language there, but I wanted to tell the story kind of authentically. So you get what you get. I'll catch you guys later.